What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the most recent physique update from Stefan Matala with 3x Olympian theoretic warrior. So this picture is a proof that there are only a handful of guys in the entire IFBB Pro League across all divisions who have the same muscle quality as Stefan Matala. I mean, look at that super striated chest, very full-blown triceps, very round and 3D looking shoulders with all those crazy striations. And I have got to say, a lot of people out there after looking at this picture will stop underestimating Stefan, because we can all see from the front the man is looking very competitive next to a guy who has won 3 open shows. Now obviously this is just one pose, but Stefan's top to bottom, that is looking very big and also very dangerous. His quads are also looking full blown. So this definitely is one of the most jaw-dropping transitions from Classic into the Men's Open. And as fans, we do not care where he places at his first ever Open show in this upcoming European tour. And that, by the way, Stefan hasn't confirmed which show he's gonna do out of these upcoming 3 shows. So the first show is gonna be Italy Pro, but there are chances he might do France Pro next, or maybe even Germany Pro. So as fans, we are just thrilled to see an improved and a full-blown version of him on the stage and see him beat his classic look by a mile. Now I really wish he would have made this decision when he first came onto the pro scene, because this is how a body thrives, when you let it go in the direction that it wants to go. So hopefully he's gonna do Germany Pro, because it will be interesting to see him get compared with Oskar Lashinsky, 2 classic stars going into the Men's Open for their Open debuts, and that is gonna be so fun to watch. Before you scroll or blink too hard, have you subscribed yet? Please don't make me bring out the emotional blackmail. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. It's free, it's painless, and that makes me look way cooler than I actually am. So Madelman is turning out to be one of the most successful IFBB Pro in the entire 212 division this year. So this guy is on a roll right now, because just in the last few weeks, he has won 3 shows back to back, and his confidence must be sky high right now, because that guy Venom from Ukraine, he was second behind Madelman in all the 3 shows. So hard luck for that guy, as he's also a very exciting talent that came onto the 212 scene this year. And the award for one of the craziest and most complete back double biceps, that 100% goes to Venom. Now I don't think the lat attachments that can get any lower than that. And he also had that hard grenade-like conditioning. So hopefully he's gonna do this upcoming Germany show to get his 212 Olympia qualification for this year. Now as far as Jose Maria is concerned, what an amazing transformation from classic into the 212 category. He has got those very round muscle bellies, just like I'm gonna say Dexter Jackson, or a smaller version of Samson Dauda. And he has put on a lot of muscle front to back, and they're looking so dense and so mature. And the reason why Madelman keeps on beating all these guys in his first year as a 212 competitor is because he has the most impressive overall proportions out of all of them, and he looks relatively bigger than the whole competition. So one can only imagine how round and 3D he must be looking in person if he looks this great on videos and the pictures. So this is the 3rd win of his season, and that will definitely set him up very nicely for a potential top 5 finish, or maybe even higher than that at his first ever 212 Mr Olympia. But let me know what you guys think. So Brandon carries this year's Olympia placing. That is all gonna depend on how his legs look in comparison to his very huge and very impressive looking upper body. So how about this physique update from him, posted just a few hours ago? So the fact that Brandon still has some separation in his quads after a proper leg workout, when his legs must be all filled up with blood, that's pretty damn impressive. But at the same time, he knows his quads from the front, they are gonna be the biggest on this year's Olympia stage, and that is the biggest chunk in his armor. And that is actually one of the reasons why the Tampa Pro and Texas Pro champ in the Men's Open, Jordan Hutchinson, thought that he could beat Brandon Carey come Olympia this year, and that too at his Olympia debut, because Jordan knows he can exploit that imbalance between his upper and lower half. And that is just one example. I'm sure many of these new pros out there, they will be looking to take out Brandon Curry in 7 weeks' time at the Olympia this year. But isn't that exactly what all of these people expected at this year's Arnold Ohio 2? And Brandon Curry showed up in possibly one of his best looks, and he taught everyone a super blessing that he still has what it takes to be one of the best in the world. And people who are sleeping on him and counting him out, they are making a big mistake. So there is no other way of saying that Brandon Curry is pretty bad at taking those selfies based on this off-season look, and he must be pretty damn big in person. So Quinton Ewood posted another physique update about 2 weeks out of this upcoming Italy Pro Show, looking not very detailed but also very full. And as an IFBB Pro, what else would he want for his journey for this upcoming European tour that he is training with the reigning Olympia champion and also getting all those check-ins live with him? So these 3 weeks are probably gonna be the hardest one that Quinton would have ever pushed in his entire bodybuilding career so far. And after getting another second place in Tampa Pro this year, a win here in Italy, that is gonna make all the hard work well worth it and worth the wait. So it was very close between him and Jordan at Tampa Pro until Quinton kinda faded for the finals show. So we definitely haven't seen the best of Quinton just yet. So he was coaching himself for Tampa Pro and Texas Pro, and here he's going to have an extra set of eyes on him. So this has to be a more complete and a more competitive version of Quinton. So one thing is very guaranteed, that nobody in this upcoming Italy Pro Show and that entire lineup that is gonna be as statuesque as Quinton Ewood. When he opens up for his front double biceps, he immediately gets all the attention because he takes up so much space on the stage and he has a lot of that stage presence. So hopefully Quinton doesn't push the conditioning, and that too up to a point where he loses all his wow factor. It's a very simple fact that he cannot afford to lose too much in the hamstrings and the adductors area just to be a few % sharper, because that is gonna work against him and not in his favor. So let me know what you guys think about this update from Quinton Ewood. For all of you guys out there who keep pushing Mike Sommerfeld that he should compete in the Men's Open bodybuilding, well, how about an analysis of this picture of him and Juan Pradels, who is actually pretty big in the off-season. The size and density on Mike, especially in the chest and the shoulders, that is simply jaw-dropping and looks just as wide as Juan Pradels. But that being said, you have to remember that this is a very young guy who hasn't won any pro show just yet. So it's gonna take a very big off-season for a guy like Mike Sommerfeld in order to be big enough to be competitive in the Men's Open. And why exactly would he even consider switching over to the 212 or the Men's Open when he can literally win the Classic Physique Olympia title this year in October? So this is Mike's conditioning from today, and that is on empty stomach. But based on these pictures, Mike does look bottom heavy. But maybe he's holding more water in that area, and that is something which is gonna be fixed the closer he gets to this year's Olympia stage. So Mike has been extremely focused all throughout this year. He had one hell of an off-season after winning the Arnold Ohio this year, and we do not know how he still has some room to grow, but apparently he does. So he can come in even bigger and even more muscular than his Arnold and the Olympia look. And he's 100% the favorite going into this show. And after watching him doing the guest posing today, many top guys, they are gonna be very worried on how they're gonna beat him. That being said, the Classic Physique Olympia this year, that is so close that even someone like Mike, he cannot afford to miss even by 1%. Because if he does, he can drop down to maybe even 4th place. Just like Terence Stephane dropped down from 2nd to 6th back in 2022. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.